Ladies and gentlemen, federal employees, did you know that your spouse can get up to half of your Social Security benefits, even if they never worked a day in their life, or even if they have their own benefits, but it's just significantly smaller than yours? They can get a good chunk of your Social Security benefits for their own while you are still receiving yours, have it not impact you. But of course, you have to be married for a certain amount of length of time to be able to get these benefits. And even if you're divorced, you may be able to get benefits as well. We're going to go over all the criteria you need to know to make sure you, whether you are the spouse or your spouse, gets the benefits that you deserve. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Dallin Hawes, and I'm a financial planner who serves federal employees just like you every day, and I absolutely love it. So let's define what spousal benefits are, and then we'll define how to be eligible for it. So like I said before, let's just do an example. Let's say spouse 1 and their spouse 2. Spouse 1 has a benefit at their full retirement age of $3,000. And let's say spouse 2 worked a little bit during their career, but not much. Let's say they have a benefit of $500. Oh, not 5,000, 500. Okay, 500. So spouse 2, as long as they are eligible for spousal benefits, they can get up to half of spouse's 1 benefit. Okay, so for example, instead of getting 500, they would get 1,500. And that is on top of spouse 1's benefit themselves. So together, they would get a total of $4,500 in benefits. And this would apply even if spouse 2 never worked a day in their life. Let's say their own benefit was 0. The same applies. Spouse 2 can get up to 50% of the higher earning spouse's benefit. Okay, that's what spousal benefits are. Now, if the spouse 2, decides to turn on benefits before their full retirement age, they will get a less amount. But the most they can get is up to 50% of the higher earning spouse's benefit. Okay, that's spousal benefits. That's how it works. But of course, you have to be eligible for it. Number 1, if you are still married, you would have to be married for a year before you are eligible for spousal benefits. If you are divorced, you would have had to be married for 10 years to get spousal benefits. That's how you have to be, that's what you have to have had before you are eligible to get, again, up to half of the higher earner's benefit. Now, let me do one more example. Let's say spouse 2 has their own benefit of $1,600. In that case, they would simply just get their own benefits because it's bigger than half of spouse 1. So this only applies when one spouse has significantly higher benefits than the other, where the second spouse would be better off taking half of the higher earner's benefit. Okay. Now, one thing to keep in mind: when one spouse passes away, that's no longer spousal benefits. That is called survivor benefits. That's a separate program, separate rules. And generally speaking, this is how it works. Let's say spouse 1 was getting $3,000 per month, and spouse 2 was getting $1,500. If spouse 1 passes away, what happens with the benefit, right? Well, spouse 2's benefit would actually drop off, and they would inherit spouse 1's benefit of $3,000. That's survivor benefit. That's a slightly different program, but still, it helps out spouses, okay? So the way to remember it is spousal benefits happens when you're both alive, both spouses are alive, and the lower earner can get up to half of the higher earner's benefit. Survivor benefit is when one spouse has passed away, and generally speaking, the larger of both of your benefits is what would stick around, and the smaller one would drop off. And so those are what spouses can get, and hopefully that gives you a little more clarification. And of course, the amount of years you have to be married. Again, 10 years if you're now divorced, you would have had to be married for 10 years to be eligible for spousal, okay? And only 1 year if you're still married. You'd only have to be married for 1 year for the lower earning spouse to be eligible for spousal benefits. So I hope that is helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video.